Hello YouTube, welcome to D&D Daily. My name is Sage and today I wanted to talk about a character build and one I'm pretty excited about if I do say so myself. I'm calling this character the Greek Hero. So the Greek Hero is going to take 2 levels in Paladin because we want the heavy armor and we want our Smites, and then we're going the rest into Bard. I think an interesting discussion here is Paladins can multiclass well with Sorcadins, and that's a very common multiclass. Now in that multi-class, we are a smiter, or a smite machine gun. Because we have so many spell slots, we can smite all the time. However, we really need to get extra attack, meaning that we're going to want to take at least 5 levels in Paladin. But we're also going to want to take an extra level in Paladin because 1, even levels work better for a half caster and full caster multi-class because we're only losing, it's just more efficient. If you go 1 level above an even, you're losing a whole spell level, whereas if you break off at even, then it's the most efficient for spell levels. And also because their level 6 feature is amazing, so that comes into play too. However, that means that there's 4 levels between Smite and when we're breaking off that we're not getting full caster spells. And that's something really unique about going the Bard Paladin route, is that Bards have subclasses that have multi-attack, so we don't need to go to Paladin 5. We can just go Paladin 2, and then we can get started on our full caster spell levels. This means Bardadin is more efficient for the amount of smites you can get earlier. And it really does give us a lot of smite options very quickly out the gate. So who do I choose? There's 2 multi-classes that get multi-attack. We have Valor Bard and we have the Swords Bard. Now Valor Bard is perfect for the flavor I'm going for. The flavor I decided to go for was a Greek hero. Shield, spear, hoplite golden armor. I like the Oath of Glory for this. I really like the Oath of Glory for this. And so I feel like Valor Bard mixes Oath of Glory like bread and butter. So fantastic, the flavor of going into a bard. Basically, you're trying to be a hero and your bard side is just talking you up and creating epic poems about yourself and your own exploits, and none of them are lies. You're really going to and doing all these crazy heroics. I really like that flavor there. However, Swords Bard is more efficient than Valor Bard is for the build. And so what I'm doing is I'm going Swords Bard, but stealing all of Valor Bard's flavor. I am a Valor Bard, but I just have all the features of the Swords Bard. Now the reason Swords Bard stands out is that 1, their bardic inspiration does not require a bonus action, and our bonus action is going to be full because I'm taking 2 feats that actually use our bonus action because I really wanted to get into the shield and spear mindset. I'm sure there's other more efficient uses of feats and weapons, but I just love the Greek hoplite imagery and I'm sticking to it, and I want to grab that shield master and I want to grab polearm master, and so it's just non-negotiable. So our reactions are going to be used for those polearm attacks and the bonus actions for the spear extra attack, as well as the shield knock him on the ground and then continue attack. You have to start it with attack, so it's going to be like attack, shield, knock him on the ground, attack again. And just while I'm talking about it, level 4 is polearm master, level 8 is shield master. One of the interesting nuances that the Bardadin has to deal with is that they can only cast verbal component spells. They can't do material and they can't do somatic as long as they have that shield and spear, because they need to be holding a musical instrument to use bard spells. So we are restrained to only verbal spells, which could be seen as bad, but even at first level, that gives us silvery barbs and healing word as well. So it's not like we're not going to find good spells. We are, even at all levels. So we really, if we're doing this raw, we really do need to choose verbal spells for combat, and then unless it's out of combat, then we can do out of combat spells as well, like Find Greater Steed, for example. But I imagine most DMs are going to allow you to build a drum into your shield so you can smack your shield with your spear and do these cool drum beats. Like, that's pretty normal. Even just using a shield as a drum beat is normal or was normal in war. So I don't see it as that much of a stretch. However, for this video, I will be doing the strictest interpretation of Raw. And so I will not be allowing myself to take advantage of having these weapons be also instruments. So some important levels for us is we pick up our pseudo extra attack at level 6, where we take the feat Polearm Master, and that gives us our pseudo extra attack. So we're 1 behind Marshals, and it's not as good, but that's fine, because by level 8, we do get our true extra attack. At level 12, we pick up Magical Secrets, and Magical Secrets are always going to be big levels for us. We have to follow the same rules, so it has to be verbal, or it has to be out of combat. But what's really cool is we can pick up high-level Paladin spells before Paladins could get it. This kind of goes back to my marshals versus casters video, which may or may not be out yet. But casters are able to do things marshals can't. So going a bard, you can get find greater steed before going paladin. You can do paladin things better than a paladin can, is what I'm saying, as a Bardadin. And that's not the only case. It's not just find greater steed. There's destructive wave, which is also just a verbal, and it's a high level paladin spell. And it wasn't the only one either. As we get more magical secrets, we're gonna of course be taking things like wish, and we'll get to the point where it's gonna be worth just putting away our spear and pulling out a flute to cast Wall of Force, for example. It might be better to start out combats as a spellcaster at some point. And even then, even if we're not doing the smite thing anymore, we can always be, you know, having a shield and heavy armor and still be a bard. So it really does take care of the bard's weakness of having terrible AC and being pressured. So this is a really good combination of classes, one that I think has been under talked about in the community. Paladin 2, Bard with multi-attack X, I think has a ton of potential. Let me know what you guys would do with a similar build, or if you think there's something with even more potential. I want to know in the comments down below. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every single day. So if that's interesting to you, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.